My name is Stuart Slind. I'm an artist, oil painter, mostly portraits, but landscape and still life as well. When you're painting people, you're really painting self-portraits. It's really examining your own nature. The start of the painting is the idea, and you get that when you first can say sitting with a model. You try to get some dialogue going. It's mostly a dialogue between me and the model. I look at the model. I try to kind of feel what my response to the model is. I find I start thinking about a painting, quite early on, And even as I'm painting the painting, I'm quite often thinking about the next one, or even the one after, and so on. The technique I start with is covering the canvas with a mixture of a red and a green. I'd mix my two pigments, my alizarin, crimson, and sap green together. And I cover the whole canvas. And then I start to kind of draw into this mix. What I'll do is I'll do a vertical line first, down the axis of the midpoint of her face. Like, she's pretty well looking directly at me. So when I first started teaching, I was quite surprised how much I enjoyed it. I didn't think I would hate it, but I didn't realize how much I would learn from it myself. But it's not only the fact that I'm learning things, it's actually, I actually quite enjoy helping other people. Building the face around this, within this framework. And you just be quite general. You don't get into detail because you want to kind of make sure you got everything where it belongs. What I do, or at least what my students tell me that I do well, is create a sort of calm, non-threatening atmosphere. I don't know how I do this because it's not like I started off with this intention. Just general lines. So, it's a kind of a balancing act when you start a class. Everyone has an area where they're stuck or they want to start from. And once we get that organized, then, the classes tend to run pretty smoothly, whatever the imbalance in levels. I start to wipe away the light areas of the model, and the darker areas will be the paint that's left. So you're kind of painting reverse in a way. Wiping away to get the lights, and then adding more to get the darks. It really suits my approach. One, it gets rid of that white canvas right off the bat. That can be intimidating. But also because it's this rich brownish color, it has a feel of history right off the bat. And it's kind of an old technique. You'll see it in old masters. And maybe there's something else too that I always thought about. I'm not sure if it's true, but there's something almost childlike about starting painting this way. You're mucking around with this kind of color, covering the whole thing, and then instead of, fancy expensive brushes, and you're taking a rag or a paper towel and started removing things, and it's kind of messy and it's kind of fun at the same time. So maybe it just injects that childlike sense of play into it. It's not just you and the model. soon as you made a mark on the canvas, then you're starting a dialogue with the canvas. So it's separate from the model. You already got a surface that's talking to you. Because you have all these kind of marks and shapes and blobs and things going on, and then your mind can't help but say, well, I'm going to connect these things. You know, your mind's always searching for patterns, I guess, searching for some sort of connections. You know, you can break down painting into really just two fields. One is observation, and that's, you know, you're looking at the model, what are you seeing? And then there's the application, and that's the different one. That happens between you and the canvas. You know, you can be looking at something and you just don't see it. Then all of a sudden it clicks, and there it is. So, you know, you have to always look and look harder and question what you're seeing. Am I really seeing all that there is there? What you have is the value may be right, but you haven't got the transitions from the dark to the light. So it's looking, it doesn't look right at the moment because it doesn't have the gentle transitions into it. So once you build that up, you may find it works. I'm just trying to get a dark here. And it's amazing, the more you look, the more you see. So it's an ongoing process. You just keep absorbing more and more. And then I just work around that dark with a slightly lighter value. And the other technical side, that's a separate issue, putting what you see onto the canvas. That I mixed up. Which is the basic dark I mixed, but I just added a bit more white. But I don't want to do too much of your painting for me. But you see what I mean? Yeah. To learn something, you have to make it your own. You know, I can show someone how to do it, but they're not going to do it well until they've really practiced it and made it their own. And then it's their credit, not mine. I mean, it's their technique then, when they've learned it. I really enjoy seeing them progress. You know, you can see in their eyes when they've done a painting that they're proud of. It's quite neat.